Thank you for stopping by to check out our latest video. Please give the video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Okay, let's jump right in.
Going into the recent Gamescom Studio livestream, my expectations were quite tamed, and thankfully so. Calling it like it was a snooze fest to say the least, with a few diamonds in the rough that certainly piqued our preview interests. Of course, the extended gameplay trailer of Ratchet & Clank A Rift in Time was the ultimate stellar showcase, especially if you've had a chance of seeing it in action on a 4K TV. Wow, the game looked ridiculous. Yet, one other game that was a surprise announcement was the sequel to Aragami, simply known as Aragami 2.
On a mission to protect this land from the blazing fire of the enemy.
Aragami 2 sets players off on an action-packed adventure that takes place in a fantastic world with influences from Asian culture, mythology, and folklore, in which powerful military factions rule the land. It is a time of war, unrest, and conflict in which players will live out their ultimate ninja fantasies as Aragami, encountering vivid stealth sequences and epic battles with stunningly choreographed combat. The original game from Lince Works embodied a style of ninja gameplay not truly embraced since the days of Tenchu, with a new sequel aimed at taking the franchise to the next level with visceral combat, wonderful stealth gameplay, and the ability to play the full campaign with a couple of ninja friends in online co-op. Fans of the Aragami franchise and the stealth games alike will find it in this sequel a fresh new action stealth experience with more agile mechanics, or I should say stealth mechanics, with new combat features and a compelling narrative. With Aragami 2, the story now is taking place 100 years after the events of the first game, which was published back in 2016. Part of the ride will have players freeing the enslaved Aragami from the clutches of the invading armies, and according to developer Lince Works, the goal of Aragami 2 has been to create a completely new experience over the initial title. Looking at the game's main new pillars, Lince Works has designed the game's combat from the ground up, with the addition of new cooperative multiplayer mode. Even though the game is still primarily a stealth experience, this time around, players will also embrace a more fleshed out action-packed encounters. The combat is tense and brutal, and players will be able to play through the entire campaign via solo, and as I said before, as well as cooperatively with up to 2 other players. Impressively, the co-op mode is a seamless jump in and out integration. Assuming the experience might be easier with your buds could not be further from the truth, as the game is intended to be optimized in this regard to offer an appropriate and challenging scale system, pushing players to utilize the cunning combative tactics with stealth and strategy. The enjoyment of the experience is now founded on assessing your surroundings with your teammates to quickly and methodically eradicate the playing field of enemies as efficient as possible. And according to Lince Works, enemies will call in extra forces if their numbers begin to spread too thin too quickly. Lince Works has yet to explain whether or not cooperative players will be able to fuse abilities together for devastating attacks on enemies. In addition, we are also looking into how the potential skill tree will be handled. Upon choosing a character, will players be able to choose any of the 3 cooperative players for the campaign on a solo run? Will these same characters have a backstory? And is there any relation of the playable characters in the sequel to the original game? These questions and more we're hoping of having addressed in the near future as the dev team is allowed to share more about the game. Based on the stylish gameplay trailer, Aragami 2 is already looking like a beautifully crafted combative story affair, offering a unique ninja gameplay experience, and thankfully we will not be waiting too long for this one as the game is expected to release in early 2021. Coming to the PlayStation 4, the next generation PlayStation 5, Xbox One, as well as the Xbox Series X and PC. And there you have it.